What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with another rogue deck video that we visited I think once before, and I remember people really liked it. This is a deck I love playing like in my personal time, you know, on the ladder, bring to local, stuff like that, and it is the Archaludon EX paired with the Scizor and Scizor EX. Now Archaludon EX is a Pokemon everyone is familiar with at this point. It's been floating around the meta for a while now. More of a rogue deck I feel like at this point. I feel like it doesn't have the popularity it used to, but it's still a solid attacker with the Assemble Alloy ability. When you evolve this Pokemon, you can take 2 Metal Energy from your discard pile and attach them to your Metal Pokemon in any way you like. So naturally, you could pair that with Relicanth, and then you could swing with Metal Defender to do 220 damage, and then you take no weakness next turn. Or if some damage is done to you, for example, against the Dragapult EX matchup, you could go Raging Hammer for a plus 80, and then 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if you have 200 damage on you, you can swing for 280 damage. Pair that with things like Black Belt's Training or Maximum Belt, and then you can take KOs on things like Charizard EXs, Dragapult EXs, Grimmsnarl EXs, anything of the sort. Now, my favorite partner for this deck has, and honestly, I don't even see it changing for a while, been Scizor. I think Scizor offers an insane single press attacking option. It gives you a free retreat pivot. It's got a good EX where you can do Crossbreaker for 220 damage, which could fix the like, what do you call it, Raging Bolt matchup a little bit as just a nice one-of to go into. You could take KOs on Fezandipiti out of nowhere. It's nice like when you only have 2 energy in the discard pile, you don't draw into any in your hand. You've got a Scyther in play in Archaludon, you could evolve the Archaludon, and then boom, going with the Scizor, and go Crossbreaker 220. And then again, if you're like, oh, but like now there's an Archaludon in play with no abilities, that's fine. That's why I play 2 copies of Turo and Pal Pad. So you could bring the Turo back and we could keep using Crossbreaker for 120. Also, Steel Wing for 70 damage is nuts. If you use Steel Wing and you KO a Dreepy, a Ralts, a Charmander, any 70 HP Pokemon, Badoo, something like that, you take 50 damage during your next turn, so that Scizor essentially has 320 HP to one-shot it if they don't like Gust Loop it out of the active and then back into the active. So Scizor EX has 2 phenomenal attacks. And again, single press Scizor, punishing scissors. We've showcased it a few times before in different builds. I think right now my favorite way to play it is in Archaludon. I will probably be using this guy in a lot of matchups because I feel like it's got a lot of good places to be right now, but you got Punishing Scissors where you do 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play with an ability. So if you're up against like Raging Bolt with the Knockdown engine, or even without it, I mean, there's the Teal Mask Ogre Pawns, the Squawkabillies, the Mews, the Fezandipitis. There's a lot in that deck where you can one-shot with the single price Scizor, and if they don't put enough Pokemon in play to do that, I mean, you could Black Belt's Training, Maximum Belt, and Practice Studio that the Scizor, and you could fix the math to get yourself there, which is so nice in this deck. And again, Archaludon, you know, we got a couple of copies of Practice Studio, so if we're up against like Joltik box with Iron Hands, or there's a Terrapagos EX in Ethan's Ho-Oh box, I mean, we could take KOs on 230 HP Pokemon with Archaludon, which is kind of nice, you know, is a good option. And same thing, 250 on Scizor, I feel like is less relevant. Doesn't really fix any matchup in particular. 240 is just nice, and if you need to stretch it for something like Blood Moon or Saluna, again, Maximum Belt, Black Belt's Training, we play 2 copies of the Training, 2 copies of the Turo to balance between the healing with Turo and then the damage with Black Belt's Training. And yeah, I feel like that actually covered most the deck. I feel like this is pretty similar from when I last showcased it. I mean, we use Archaludon in some matchups primarily. We try to feed into the Raging Hammer and like the Dragapult matchup with the combos with Black Belt's Training. If we're up against a Turbo type of deck, I mean, we could take the entire matchup with Scizor almost, which is like crazy insane. And then, you know, there's Fezandipiti with Flip the Script. You got the Relicanth with the Memory Dive to give you access to the Raging Hammer. Squawk, I do use much less frequently. I try to avoid putting Squawk down at pretty much all costs. This is a going first deck, so if your hand is awful, but you got a Nest Ball and an Ultra Ball, that's probably the only time you will see me using Squawkabilly. If my hand is even decent and I've got 1 Duraludon, 1 Scyther in play, and I've got some out to something else next turn, I probably opt not to Squawk. I think that's just personal preference. I don't like having an 160 HP Pokemon in play when we're playing such a relatively tanky deck. We've got 2 Stage 1 Pokemon that could really beef themselves up. And then we also have Vengeful Punch, for like damage counter sprint. So if we're up against Dragapult EX, we have 200 damage done to us. We don't have Black Belt's Training. We got Vengeful Punch. We could swing, put them at 40 HP left. If they KO us with that Dragapult, they're going to die from Vengeful Punch, which is nice. The rest of the deck, heavy consistency for research to make sure that if I discard any supporters that are going to be absolutely crucial, I got 1 copy of Pal Pad, but I do have 4 research, 3 Iono for consistency, 3 Boss, 2 Black Belt's Training to make sure I'm taking KOs whenever, wherever I want them, 3 copies of Iono for some good hand disruption, more consistency, 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Night Stretcher, and 1 Rod, which is going to function as our recovery, but also our Pokemon search, our energy, Excel alongside Earthen Vessel with the Night Stretchers, pull out energy when you need them just for the attached swing. And then a Pokégear, just to dig out a supporter like Black Belt's training or Boss's Orders in the late game, because past Fezandipiti, we really don't have a draw engine, so I really like the one-off Pokégear. I am tempted, though, like, if Grimmsnarl stays super popular in a lot of tournaments, if we have to cut a card, I guess I would go Pokégear for Picnic Basket, just because that heal 30 from everyone is kind of nice against Monkey Dory spam and stuff like that, never hurts. Yeah, I mean, right now, I am playing one copy of Jamming Tower. I know we play Max Belt and Vengeful Punch. They don't help out a ton in the Gardevoir EX matchup, so Jamming Tower is really nice to take a Disruption prize card against something like Screamtails or Drifloon when they inevitably get too much damage done to them because they need to take a 300 damage KO on like Archaludon, something like that. So just playing the Jamming Tower, taking the extra prize, then swinging again with like a Scizor or something could be very disruptive, help you out a ton. I think when next set comes out, this is a list I'm looking to play a little bit more. Probably going to revisit it towards the middle, maybe end of the set after I play through a lot of the new cards. I think I'm going to scrap this Jamming Tower for a Tool Scrapper, just because I feel like that's a little bit more effective and could have some more value in other matchups and take out rescue boards and stuff while keeping my access to my own tools. So I do like that. And then I'm playing 9 copies of the basic Metal Energy just because they feel pretty great. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the list. I mean, I hope you guys enjoy it. I know this is one of the channel favorites. People seem to really like the Scizor builds of different decks, and I don't know. I mean, I think this is a fun Pokemon that not enough people use, so I'm super excited to get after it with Scizor, Scizor EX, and Archaludon. But before we hop into all of that, just wanted to remind everyone 2 things. 1, we got the Battle VIPs podcast channel, home of the Draw Past TCG team and the Battle VIPs podcast on YouTube, as well as the channel on Spotify. So make sure you go check out the podcast and all the other shorts that people from the team are working on making, all the other series, all that type of stuff. It's an awesome channel. Definitely go check it out. And we got that TCG player affiliate link. The link to TCG player to support the channel is in the description down below. If you're going to TCG player to order any decks, singles, deck accessories, whatever it is, doesn't matter what card game, TCG player's got it. And anything you order, once you click on the link within 48 hours, supports the channel in a massive way. So thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that. Really appreciate it. And yeah, with that being said, I mean, let's hop into today's video and see how well this Scizor Metal Box can do. Welcome to match number 1. We open up with a mulligan. We did take 1 mulligan, probably against Gardevoir EX based on the sleeves, the Monkey Dory. And I'm not happy about my opening hand, like literally at all. I mean, it's whatever. We'll make it work. However, we got to do it. I will. Does this have to be in the active spot if it's KO'd? If this Pokemon is attached, is knocked out. Actually, you know what? I am gonna put this on Squawkabilly just because I know this guy is gonna get Screamtails KO'd at some point. I want to make sure it gets KO'd when they inevitably do that, so I'm going to Squawk and Cease here. Just bank on this being a Gardevoir EX deck, and I mean, this hand isn't pretty, but it'll get the job done, I guess. And I got the energy to attach or treat, but I got nothing else from there. I definitely don't mind the attach or treat, though. We could just leave Scyther in the active. I mean, it's a single prize pivot, so whatever I draw into could help out a little bit. Definitely going to need something to speak to me on the following turn, because this is awful. I have lost 1 Boss's Orders from the early Squawkabilly, 2 Ionos as well, and I've got 2 more Boss and an Ultra Ball sitting in my hand, so I don't feel great about, you know, the following turn and what it's got in store for me. And there is this Screamtails. This is a Gardevoir EX deck, which, I mean, hey, I kind of figured. If I could top deck an energy, I could go get the single prize Scizor, take a KO on Monkey Dory. Mew EX is going to be what we need to take out if we want to disrupt my opponent. If I could top deck an energy, no. How would I do this? I would need a couple cards because I can get rid of. I got Boss, Max Bell, and I get another Scyther there. That actually doesn't help me too much. So am I stressing it, or do I just wait? Because like chances are they might go Iono, so I could just play the Scyther. Do I even care about Monkey Dory being in the active? Or excuse, yeah, no, I don't think I mind. I just pass and just hold a hand. I like the other Scyther on the bench just in case they do KO my active with the Screamtails or a Monkey Dory, something like that. Because they do 60 damage. They could get Rare Candy Gardevoir, get some energy down Monkey Dory. They got Arven for Secret Box, I'd imagine, so it's actually very likely this could be pulled off. It'd be annoying. Whatever. I mean, I've got another Scyther down. And yeah, there's the Secret Box Team Evo. So they could just go into 2 Curlia. And here's the Secret Box here. And they take Iono, hopefully, right? You get rid of Nest Ball, Night Stretcher, Rare Candy. That's pretty big. I don't mind that. I really wish we could have got ahead a little bit faster this game, but this is just an unfortunate start, which, I mean, it happens. Hey, you know, it's not the end of the world. You got Earthen Vessel, Turbo Energize, and Professor's Research. So you're going to go the TF Evo route, and then you got Research next turn. I'm surprised you took 2 Psychic Energy. I guess maybe you're expecting I could probably pull off a KO this turn. Well, you would be surprised, because I got nothing in my hand. But I do know the last, at least 2 of the 3 cards in your hand are Research and an Energy. And I don't know if there's one thing in particular I could top deck that could guarantee me a boss KO on Mew. I really just hope we get Iono and not Research if we get a draw supporter, so I could get a new hand and I could keep these cards because they are amazing and I get an energy. I mean, you know what? That's a KO with the single prize Scyther. Do I have to get rid of 2 boss though? I think so. I think I do. That's devastating. Oh my god, yeah, it is. How do I do this? Actually, no, if I get rid of this and the max belt, I could boss up Mew EX, take Archaludon off the Ultra Ball, retreat into Archaludon, then there's an Archaludon in the active, manual attach, set up 2 energy. I lose max belt, but I get value out of at least 1 boss's orders. Let's do this. This actually feels a little bit better. And then I still have 2 Scythers on the bench. So I can evolve into Archaludon. I've got 2 energy in the discard pile from my terrifying turn 1. We'll take both of those, smack them on Archaludon, put the 3rd energy down here, use our free retreat pivot. That way we can at least get some value out of boss's orders. We do lose max belt. I mean, our A-spec gone, the whole game completely unused. It doesn't feel great, but I got off to a slow start, and I took the first 2 prize cards off Gardevoir. That's going to help a ton. Those prize cards are amazing. Oh, my lord. Now, they could just go for a Mind Bend attack and confuse me. And then I'd have to work through the confusion, and it seems like that actually is what my opponent is leaning towards doing, which is pretty funny. I think if that is the case, I might even just go for a retreat after the research and see if I could get Scizor and a Metal Energy and just guarantee another KO with a single prize Pokemon in the active. I mean, like, go Scream Tail. Squawk is easier. I get Rod right before this research. Oh, my lord. Okay. I mean, you know what? So be it. We're going to get full value out of this Rod. I'm going to put Scyther in the active and just put my heart and soul that we can get an energy, and I am running back a couple of energy. But then also Scizor EX, and yeah, we got it. All right, perfect. And I got a couple energy that I could bin here too. Do I need Practice Studio? I'll definitely put down another Duraludon here. Do I need Practice Studio in a match like this? I'm not sure. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep the 1 energy in my hand because I like the Night Stretcher as well. I'm going to get rid of Practice Studio because right now they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ability Pokemon in play. We are comfortably taking a KO on Monkey Dory. And now my opponent's in an interesting spot, right? And this is what I love about the single prize Scizor. My opponent ideally wants to take a 2 prize KO. They want to chase down either Squawkabilly or Archaludon. I would say Squawkabilly because it's easier, but if they do that, they could KO themselves because of the Vengeful Punch. So the next ideal target becomes the Archaludon. It's got 240 HP left, which is totally manageable. But if you KO that, you leave Scizor just chilling, and it's completely set up. So now I'm in a state where I've got, you know, I've got a comfortable couple of attackers left. Do you KO the active? Do you KO the Archaludon? If you KO Scizor, you only take 1 prize card. I can promote Archaludon and try to set up that guy again, go for another big KO. And if you... No, they just scoop. Yeah, it's like, it's such a weird scenario from there. And if they had no out, like, I guess they didn't have an out. Did they have a hand size? I don't remember. It's hatched in energy. I thought they had a research. I guess they were just like, you know what? I don't even want to figure out, I guess, the scenario I put in front of them, so I just called it there. I'll take it. Match number 1, a chip against Gardevoir. Let's hop into match number 2. See if we can clutch up the positive record for the day. Welcome to match number 2. We open up with a mulligan, and hopefully just one, and hopefully I get a decent hand. I would love a good start right now. We take 2 mulligans, all right, and I reveal everything I'm playing: the Scizor, the Archaludon, the Jamming Tower, all my fun cards. All revealed to my opponent, but you know what? Going first, I've got a good starting hand. I got 2 Nest Balls, Earthen Vessel, Black Belt Strat. This feels good, man. we could do this. And we're up against Charcadet. Okay, now this could either be Ceruledge EX or Ethan's Ho-Oh. I feel like based on popularity, I'd be more likely to guess that this is Ethan's Ho-Oh. Which means Relicanth could totally be useful. But I'm not 100% sure. And they got 8 cards in their hand, which is awesome. I don't want to Squawk here, I think, at all. I think all I want to do is take one Scyther out. Maybe 2 Scythers, right? Could you attack turn 1? I don't think so. I think you need a turn to evolve. So what would I do here? I feel like I do need to go Squawk, though, just to, like, get myself more cards. Because my hand is so dead after this turn. I could get 2 energy. Get rid of Black Belt's training. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to Squawk here, I think. Was that even in the deck? I really hope it was. I wasn't paying attention at all. It is. Okay, good. Yeah, this is... It's not ideal. It's not the end of the world. All right, let's go Nest Ball. Let's take out the Squawkabilly. Just to hopefully give me something a little bit better for the following turn. I'm going to go Ultra Ball, get rid of these 2 guys. Take out another... Let's go Scyther, maybe. I feel like we could... you know what? Early game... No, because you got Water Pond, but I could evolve next turn, and then I could put down another Scyther, and that's fine. I like having 2 Duraludons out in case you have something nuts. So we'll do this, attach, retreat into Duraludon, because there's 2 of these guys. And if they somehow have a KO, it's something insane. I don't mind losing 1 of my Duraludons, and this feels solid. I mean, this is totally okay. I've got 2 energy in the discard pile. I don't even need... the rest of these vessels. I already attached for turn, so a vessel would do nothing. I'm just going to pass. And I don't want to get rid of any of the cards in my hand with the vessel. I don't mind, depending on what my top deck is, I might be cool just getting rid of my top deck with the first vessel. And you go Brilliant Blender. Okay, so this is going to be a Ceruledge EX deck. That's tricky. But what's nice about Archaludon is we do not have a weakness. We're going to force them to boss every turn. So we could have a good out here. We know Ethan's Ho-Oh is a Secret Box type of deck. Maybe Prime Catcher. No, actually, they go Legacy Energy, I think, every time, right? Yeah, I feel like that's usually what they do. And they got the Psychic and the Dark Energy, so I wouldn't be shocked if we got Monkey Dory action here as well from my opponent. Hopefully, I just go for the one-shot. I mean, we're swinging 220, right? 220 plus Practice Studio, 230. Ceruledge is 270 HP. If we get a Black Belt's training on top of Practice Studio, good night streaks. And we get hit with an Iono. Okay, sweet. Well, this is not bad, actually. We could get up to 270 with Archaludon. Scizor is going to be a little bit harder, depending on how many abilities my opponent has in play. They might not have enough. They get rid of Briar. We know they play Pal Pad or something like that, though. There's no way you've been Briar early, especially when you're swinging Weakness in some of these metal Pokemon. Now, they could swing Will-O-Wisp for 40 damage. I could just go for a Raging Hammer KO if I could get my Archaludon, but I know 2 of my Archaludons are now on the bottom of my deck. So I'm going to need a pretty big Pokégear here if I want to do anything more than a Hammer in. And yeah, you got your base swing for 40, and the Squawk and Seize get you a full 6. You've already got 9 energy in the discard. Oh my god, you're already swinging for an unholy amount of damage when you evolve. Full 6 cards in hand. What do I got to start my turn? I got Professor's Research. Alright, now we're talking. What do I hit off the Pokégear? Because if nothing, I'm going Research. I hit Boss. I don't even take Boss. I don't want that. There was an Archaludon up there. Unfortunate. Not the end of the world. Now, Vengeful Punch actually could effectively do the same thing as Black Belt's training in this scenario, which is pretty cool. And I don't have to be full HP. It's just when I am KO'd. I think we go Research here. No need to take the Boss. I like having Boss's orders in the deck. We're just going to fail this. Smackdown Vengeful Punch. I do have 2 energy in the discard, so I'm going to play a basic Metal Energy, get another Duraludon down. I'll play the Practice Studio just so it's not wasted because I am researching and it's not like I can recycle that guy. And I got an Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel. I've got my guaranteed KO with Archaludon. Now, what don't I mind getting rid of? I don't mind... I have 2 energy in the discard pile. I don't mind a little more energy in the discard pile, maybe. So what do I? Vessel away, Scizor. Because we're going to use Scizor, single price Scizor, I'd imagine. I could always Night Stretcher that guy back if I find that is the wrong play. I think... How many Turo are in our discard? 1 already, so I don't want to get rid of the second one in case I do actually live an attack at some point. Nest Ball is also crucial for when they take a KO, so I could get Fezandipiti. I think I just bin 2 more energy here, excuse me, and take my Archaludon, swing for KO, and just prevent weakness. the following turns. Now I'll get 2 metal energy from my discard pile, and I've got 2 left. And this is unlike Ancient Box, which I've been playing for a while. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the, what do you call it? Gouging Fire deck video yesterday. You should totally check it out. I'm so used to trying to limit myself to 2 energy in the discard pile for like the perfect Sadas and stuff like that. Archaludon, you're comfortable having 2 to 4 energy in your discard pile, because I don't know why I keep saying research, not energy. 2 to 4 energy in your discard pile, because you could do multiple assemble alloys a turn. Like, you're not limited at all. I've got 2 Duraludon in play that could evolve this same turn, and you got the other Charcadet with 80 HP down. What does this guy do? Because I know all these guys serve a purpose. Search your deck for a fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Fiery Fighting Spear. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. You go Pal Pad. What'd you take back? Briar and what else? Briar, Iono. Okay. Solid. And you've got a research. You get rid of any energy? Yeah, you get rid of a jet energy. So how many energy are we looking at in the discard pile? 11. And then it's 20, so you're doing 220 damage, 250 damage with an Abyssal Flame, assuming no more energy hit the discard pile. We have 260 HP, and you've got an Earthen Vessel, so that is a minimum. Ooh, you take 1 dark energy. You know, you are down 7 fire. Are you get rid of the dark? You might be looking for like a Night Stretcher to get you back a fire energy, which could be huge. Oh my god, no, they played Jamming Tower. So I was gonna say my Vengeful Punch, do 40 damage, find another practice studio, swing 230, dude. No, it's doing nothing, dog. Because they played the Jamming Tower. Oh, my whole line is all messed up. All right, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. What are they Ultra Ball for? You Ultra Balled for another Ceruledge. And you got another Rumbling Engine to get rid of a medical energy. You've got 14 energy in the discard pile. It is turn 2. This is insane. Yeah, you got the Night Stretcher. Take the fire energy back out of the discard pile. You got the manual attached for Abyssal Flames. You don't even need weakness. You're taking the KO regardless. And that's your first Night Stretcher in the discard pile. Ooh. Okay. This is fine. How many abilities do you have in play? 5, 10, 15, 20. You've got 4 doing 210 damage with Scizor. If that's the route I go, I always promote the Scyther here. It's a free retreat. I don't know what Fez is gonna bring me off this Nest Ball Max Belt. That might be the card if I could get the single prize Scizor. And I have one of them in the deck. I don't have any in the discard pile. All right, so let's go flip the script first, because I might boss and not Iono, and then I get a Night Stretcher. Oh man. No, I could, I could just go Archaludon, right? Night Stretcher, Archaludon, and then Iono. That actually doesn't feel bad at all. Let's do that. So that's Night Stretcher. Take back Archaludon. I've got 5 energy in the discard pile. That's unfortunate, but we got 1 in hand, so we'll be alright. We're gonna assemble Alloy, get 2 energy, smack down onto Archaludon here. Gonna go Max Belt, going to attach. This is 270. And then I think we just go Iono. We know there's a Ceruledge in my opponent's hand. I'd rather put him at 4 cards, especially knowing they're a little tight on energy. And this is a awesome hand. I actually love this so much. I don't want to evolve this Archaludon yet. I kind of just like where I'm sitting. We could... Oh my god, there's a... What do you call it? Jamming Tower. The Max Belt did nothing. Oh, good job, Chris. Oh, you did awesome figuring this out, didn't you? Oh no. Oh, no. This is bad. Okay, alright. We'll swing 220. Yeah, that was a rough one. I almost hope you have a boss KO on something else, even like Fezandipiti, something that's just not this Archaludon. I need to bump that stadium. I totally misplayed there. Oh, and you have the boss KO. Okay, so the Max Belt is staying, and you're getting rid of Fezandipiti. You're going to take another 2 prize cards. That's annoying, especially because I whiffed my 2 prize KO. Not the end of the world. What do I do here? You've got 2 prize cards left. How much damage did you just swing for? You swung for 220. No. I need to put Scyther in the active, and then I can see. You swung for 290 damage. Dude, you were so close to just taking it. That is a perfect top deck. I was going to say so close to taking a big KO. You know what I could do? Could Ultra Ball away. Black Belt training, research. Because I got Iono. Hear me out. We take the Scizor here. Scizor is leaving them with 1 prize card. They can't Briar because we have 3 prize cards left, so we are dodging that. We're on the odd prize. Although it's not ideal, we're making it work right here. We're going to go Archaludon, get 2 energy out of the discard pile, back onto this Archaludon, and then everything just feels pretty set up, pretty well. And we'll Iono again, put my opponent to 2 cards, and I get another Pal Pad. Now, I do love a good Pal Pad here. I could take a lot of good supporters back. I could take like a Back Belts Training and maybe a Iono here. Put my opponent down to 1 card if I could draw into something like that. That doesn't feel awful. I could even get rid of the Scyther. Right? Excuse me. I think I can get rid of the Scyther. I don't think I need this guy so much anymore. I'm just going to take whatever energy's left in my deck. It's none. Okay, we got 1 practice studio left. That's really what I was looking for, to get rid of this Jamming Tower, but hey, whatever. Let's Pal Pad. This is going to be a good... No, Iona's going to be a good supporter in the late game, as well as Black Belt's Training. Let's take these guys. I've got Night Stretcher, Archaludon, so I could go Night Stretcher for an energy, set up this other Archaludon, or retreat something else if I need. We're just going to swing 210 for now. And, This will do. We'll take 2 prize cards. This one is definitely more of an uphill battle. My opponent has 2 tower. I gotta get my own Jamming Tower. That's not gonna help me. That doesn't help me bump their Jamming Tower and get my stadium or my tool back. And you go research. I would Iono you to research. I would Iono you to double research Carmine. Actually, that makes sense. Now, what's crazy though, if I could take a KO on their active somehow. Then what's insane is, well, if they don't get another Charcadet down, they just pass. Oh, my God. They don't have an energy or anything like that. And I got Boss's Orders. Oh, man. That's a KO on Squawk, which is so good. I dropped down to 1 prize card. I think I just hold the energy. Do I have a Vessel left in the deck? I don't. All right, so maybe I attach the energy. How many Night Stretchers are left? This is the last one. Oh, boy. I'm going to attach this energy to Archaludon just because this is, I feel like, decent. If they boss up Squawk, they've got game. So it's like whatever at that point. We'll go boss because I can't take a KO on their active because I didn't get practice studio. So I couldn't attach retreat going to Archaludon and take the KO. I didn't have a stadium bump. So instead I'm just going to go boss's orders on the Fezandipiti, or excuse me, the Squawkabilly. Take 2 prize cards. I've got a single prize Pokemon left in the active. And my opponent has a Saraledge, no energy. And we get Ultra Ball Scizor. Okay, that's not bad. If they take a KO, we could go Night Stretcher for Fez and look for my Stadium Bump. And I don't have another energy recovery, do I? If I go Night Stretcher for Fez, do I have... Wait, what did you just do? You just Carmined away all 2 more energy. So you didn't Rumbling Engine. You got a Night Stretcher to take you a Fire energy back. But if you don't play Counter Catcher, you could take the KO. You do have Counter Catcher on Squawk. All right. Or Arch. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that was a good game. I was going to say, if you don't have Counter Catcher, you got no cards left in your deck. You just lose. That was tough. That was a hard loss. I mean, it makes sense, man. It just we did not have the start we needed. The 2 mulligans definitely didn't help any they had. It seemed like a perfect game the whole time. That was a hard one to take down. We were so close. I feel like that's a better matchup than I thought. It's not pretty. It's not great. But if that's what the bad matchup looks like that is totally winnable. I don't know if there was anything I could have done differently that really would have changed that outcome. I mean, it's just a good counter catcher at the perfect time. That's really all it was. And you got to respect that. There's nothing... That's how it be, man. Hey, 1-1. I'll take it. Let's hop into match number 3. See if I could now clutch up the positive record for the Big Boy Bridge. Welcome to match number 3. It just every game is a Squawk game, huh? I really just don't want them to be. Alright. What could I get rid of here? I guess the energy is something we could definitely bin. We'll take 2 energy here. Hear me out. I didn't even check. I'm going to go Vessel one more time and just take 2 more energy. Check if Squawk is even in the deck. Yeah, alright, it is. And we prize an Archaludon, whatever. I mean, sure. All my energy is gone after this. No, 4 energy right there from the Vessel in the beginning. Alright, cool. Yeah, I ain't going to sit here and prize check for everything. We'll just call it a day there. I'm going to play the gear. If I get something cool off gear, I'm not... That's cool. Not squawking. It's not happening. I don't think you're attacking this turn. I'm just going to go Nest Ball. I'm going to take out a little Scyther just because that's an easy Pokemon to set up if you do somehow manage to take a KO with an Evolution deck, even though you shouldn't be attacking turn 1. And then I guess you could. If you get Latias down, you know what? You could attack turn 1. You could do 130 damage too without even weakness, because that's what Flareon EX does with Sparkling Crystal. You would need the nuts, and this is the wrong Eevee for that. You need the boosted Evolution, or Eevee EX doesn't cut it. There's the Hoot, and you got a Nest Ball for Fan Rotom, which could get you the other Eevee, but if you attach Retreat, you can't. Well, I guess you could Crispin Sparkling Crystal, still get an energy attached. Yeah, you could. You could totally have KO on active, and you get boosted Evolution Eevee. Oh my gosh. What is this guy? During the first turn you play it? Yeah, tell me you just have Crispin Sparkling Crystal in your hand like that. There's no way. Like, what? Like, yo, alright. So, how? Like, I be playing Iono to 2, and my opponent top decks Research or Carmine, but it didn't matter because the other cards in their hand were Research and Carmine. Now, oh wait, no, they're using the attack. They're not retreating. It's been there too long. Oh, my fault. I'm complaining too much. Yo, I was about to crash out. I was like, that's it for me. There it is. Like, I got nothing else to say. Like, I'm over it. Oh, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. All right, let's go get another Duraludon here. We'll definitely play a practice studio just because I'm going to play the Research. Can't Pal Pad anything. Just going to put another... I got 2 energy in the discard pile, right? Yes, I do. Going to put another energy on the Duraludon here. Rip a Research. We just need 1 Archaludon. We're good to go. That will kind of do. Do I get rid of Relicanth? I could. And then I can Night Stretcher it back. Do I get rid of... Do I need practice studio? How much does... Flareon has 270, right? And... Espeon? 270, 270. I like Practice Studio here a lot. I really don't want to get rid of more energy, though. Goodbye, Relicanth. I have a Night Stretcher. Goodbye, energy. I've got a Rod or something. I don't know. I need Archaludon more than anything. My game's going to crash. Yo, it's not a Ginj video if my game don't freeze at least one time at this point. It blows my mind how I can do everything else except... play the Pokemon TCG Fezandipiti's prize. That is a Pokemon we do not have access to. Oh well, that's a later problem. For now, we're just going to arch out him. We're going to get a couple of energy set up for ourselves. So there's just 2 left in the discard pile. And I'm going to shut myself down from any weakness KO. So before my opponent does any Flareon shenanigans, we feel a little bit better. Fezandipiti out of the prize cards one time, right? Boom. Not Fezandipiti. Feels good. It's not bad, though. I mean, it's another Scyther. This deck has so many abilities in play, especially if they play the Area 0 or something like that. I mean, all the Hoot-Oots, there's a Fez. If they evolve into just 1 Knocked Out, we're swinging 210 with Scizor, plus a Practice Studio 220, plus a Max Belt 270. My hand's a little dead. She don't look pretty going into the next turn. But I got Night Stretcher for another Archaludon. I got Boss's Orders for a 2-prize KO on Fez if absolutely nothing else. So you know what? Whatever, man. If this is how we roll, this is how we roll. You got the Sparkling Crystal, Area 0 Underdepths. I knew I was going to keep that Practice Studio for something. Actually, you know what? If you take a KO, I could potentially just go Boss KO on Fez. You go Sylveon. Dude, you got Crispin. You got an Angelite. Or you get a Magical Charm. Oh my god, yo, you know what I realized too right now staring at this thing? Dog, this thing is weak to Metal Pokemon. You could go you could go, what'd you take? Crystal, Area 0, you're gonna say Crispin, something else. You could either swing 160 and take 100 less damage, and I don't care because I'm swinging 440 and you're just not built like that, or you go Angelite and you put Duraludon and Scyther back into my deck, in which case I just Nest Ball for a Duraludon and say, hey, whatever, I am going to stay ready at all moments. There's the Crispin. What was the other thing you took out? Counter Catcher. You could Counter Catcher this turn, but that feels dumb. Unless you go Counter Catcher up Scyther, and you go Angelite and you get rid of Archaludon and Duraludon. That would be hilarious, and I would be pretty cooked, actually. That would be really funny. That would be insane. There are so many abilities in play for me. You go Counter Catcher, hey Scyther, and hello Angelite. Yep, that is a play I did not process. All right, top deck Ultra Ball one time. Give me the Scizor. Just give me the Scizor. Give me the KO. You got 5, 10, 15, 20, 400 damage. Wait, did you choose Magical Charm? What? Wait, what? Huh? Are you that scared of Scizor? Why did you not Angelite there? Oh my god, it's a grass energy that's attached. You couldn't Angelite. That would make sense. Good job, Chris. Alright, let's Nest Ball. I mean, sure, we'll do this one more time, I guess. You know, I could even attach this energy to Scyther. And then I'm kind of just good everywhere, right? I could bump the Stadium, but then you get rid of 2 Noctowls, and I kind of like having them in play, and I don't need to play Practice Studio. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to swing. I could go Boss's Orders, but then I leave you with Sylveon. I'd rather take away your Sparkling Crystal and all of your energy currently in play. I'll boss up Fezandipiti next turn. Right now, we want to take the first 2 prize KO on the only Pokemon set up with energy and your Ace Spec. You keep Area 0 because you've got Terra Pokemon in play. The game just had to think about it twice. I'm going to take 2 prize cards. Get Archaludon, Jamming Tower. Fire. Fire, dude. This is great. You can't swing for weakness on my active. Your Sparkling Crystal's down, so I'm not worried about a Carnelian this turn, unless you've got some insane way to get a 3rd energy, which I am totally unfamiliar with. So I've got Metal Defender. I've got Boss KO on Fezandipiti, man, for 2 prize cards. I'll evolve into another... Do I? Yeah, I will evolve into another Archaludon. You just scoot. Yeah, this is gonna say. What do you do from here, man? You're so cooked. I'm gonna be up 2 prize cards. I'd have 1 prize card left, and I mean, I'd be having Archaludon and potentially a Scizor or Fezandipiti out of the prize cards. Like we were so good there. It wasn't even funny. 2-1, not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. I feel like we abused the Sylveon box. The metal weakness is devastating. I feel like Angelite would have been more interesting, but I think we could have worked around that somehow. I don't know. Maybe we might have. I don't remember what we drew. Yeah. I mean, good match. It was a good match. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think that matchup is always a positive matchup for us. The Cerulege matchup definitely hard. Manageable, though. I think we could do it. Guardy's fun. Guardy's a little difficult, but I think Archaludon can do it with Vengeful Punch and stuff like that. And I think there's a lot of other positive matchups to this deck. I think it's in a decent spot right now. I like it. I think it's kind of fun. I think maybe we should talk about bringing the bridge back, but hey, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely check out the Battle VIP's podcast channel. YouTube, Spotify, don't care. Go check it out. And yeah, with that being said, stay epic. Peace.